The next part I would like to talk about a little bit. I'm not going to get deep into character creation. If you want to try to make your own character, this PDF is free right now. It's always going to be free. You can go to my Discord. You can go to Twitter. You can go to Facebook. I'm giving it away. I'll probably put a link in the description so you can download this. It's unfinished. There's pages that are jumbled messes. There's chapters that are just blank. But it should be, I'm thinking it should be done by this summer. But I wanted to talk a bit about aspects, because this is something that is a carryover from Para. This is one of the reasons I made Para, because I wanted to see how this system worked. The idea is that instead of spending individual points into all these skills, which takes time, you're like, what should I buy? And you're putting 1 point here, 2 points there, you're putting all your points into firearms. Instead of doing all that, to increase your skills during character creation, you purchase aspects. There's college aspects, past experience, crime, disadvantages, unique skills, power gamer, combat, mental, and anomalous aspects. And depending on your disruption class and your age, and now aspects are only purchasable with advanced character creation. But with advanced character creation, you choose these two things. You choose your disruption class and your age, and those will determine your power, talent, and history points. And you use those 3 points to purchase aspects. Now there's a ton of different aspects. We'll make it simple and we'll go to the first one, actor. Now each aspect will have a little SCP icon that tells you how much it costs. Now this cost will have a number in black on white and 1 or 2 numbers in white on gray. Now this number is the suggested cost because it is most cost efficient to purchase that aspect. History points are best at purchasing aspects that give you additional skills. Talent points are better at purchasing aspects that give you special abilities. And power points are most cost effective when purchasing really powerful aspects and anomalous aspects. So let's go to actor, for example. You spend 12 history points and you get +1 to animal ken, athletics, break free, creativity, intimidate, psychology, self-control, and vehicles. And you get a +2 to deceive, disguise, and persuade. So you spend 12 history points, you fill in those skills. Now, it says here, if both costs are spent to purchase this aspect, increase all above skill multipliers by 1. So instead of just having a +2 to deceive, you would have a +2 to deceive and an increase to your multiplier. So instead of having a +2 to your skill, it's effectively a +4, because 2 times 2 is 4. And this carries over if you purchase additional aspects. Let's see if I can find it. Here's one, advertising. Let's say you got both actor and advertising, and you spent both costs. You spent 17 and 12, you spent 8 and 11. Creativity is here, and creativity is also here. So your multiplier would go from a 2 to a 3. So your creativity would be level 2, because it gets +1 here, and a +1 here. But it would also get a ×3 multiplier. So you'd be adding 6 to creativity. Persuade, even better. You get a +2 to persuade and a +3 to persuade. But you would also get a ×2 multiplier, and then it would become a ×3 multiplier. So your persuade would be 5 times 3. So if you were an actor and you went to college for advertising, you would get a +15 to persuade. So it's expensive. That would be a total of 28 talent points and 20 history points, which, you know, it's expensive, but a plus 15 persuade is insane. So I mean, like in first edition, a plus 5 was like extremely high, and this is triple that. So yeah, you can purchase these aspects, and you don't have to purchase this with 12 history points. If you had 6 history points left and you had like 23 talent points and you really wanted to buy actor, you can spend 17 talent points to buy actor as well. And that's just the college based. These are all skill based aspects. That's not even getting into the next section. These are all things that give you skill bonuses, crime, skill bonuses. There's also disadvantages you can take to give you more points. For example, if you're hunted by someone, you can get 4 talent points and 6 history points. You can be insane, you can be an outlaw, you can be short, you can be ugly/creepy, which is like an appearance thing, carryover from first edition. Lots of different disadvantages you can take to get more points. Then there's unique skill aspects. Now you can see here these have 3 different point values for the icon. You can spend power points to buy these. Power points are the most valuable point in the game, so most of these are going to be like, it's going to be really cheap. Like martial artist only costs 3 power points, and this gives you martial arts. It's a written in skill, so you would actually type in martial arts down here, and then you would get +2 to that skill. Just gonna type that in here. And let's see what this does. Martial arts can be rolled instead of melee when attacking unarmed. When attacking unarmed, your damage dice explode. Or, okay, so this is for each additional cost. So let's say I just spent 3 power points to buy martial artist. Now if I want to spend 8 talent points as well, I get to choose one of these. I can choose when attacking unarmed, my damage dice explode, which is awesome. Or, when attacking unarmed, increase your damage dice type by 1. D8s become D10s, D12 become D20s, etc. And if I spent all 3, I spent 15, 8, and 3, then I could choose both of these. So if I'm attacking unarmed, my dice all go up by 1 level, and my dice explode. So, you know, 40-10 becomes 40-12, and then if those 12s explode, you get a D20. So martial artists would be really good. If you spend all 3 points. Then there's, you know, there's other things like musician. You get a musical instrument talent. These are really cheap. But there's lots and lots of things to buy. These are power gamer aspects. This might be the power gamer's favorite section. For every power point you spend, reduce your damage by 1. You can purchase this aspect multiple times. So let me just show you why that's insane. Let's say you wanted to make a character that was extremely resilient to damage, and that's all you wanted. So you go and you choose an Amida class. Let me go down to that. I want to be an Amida class. I get 30 power points, and then I'm going to go spend 100% of those points. I spent 30 points into damage resistance. I don't have any more power points left, but I reduce all damage I take by 30. You're going to be like made of rock, basically. That's a lot of damage resistance. You can also get extra speed. There's other aspects here. Fast progress. You fill in 15 die bumpers. I didn't get into die bumpers. I'll briefly touch on that. Some of these dice have little circles underneath them, as you can see. All that means is if I purchase that die, then I purchase this die. This one's got a little circle in between them. In order to purchase this, I have to spend another point into that before I can go to that. In other words, this upgrading this D8 to a D10 costs 2 points instead of 1. That's it. But there's an aspect you can buy called Fast Progress. You spend 8 power points, and you get to fill in 15 of these little circles, so you essentially skip having to buy them again. Melee Master, there's Tank, you can increase your hit points. Getting a lot into these, but I guess my point is there's lots of aspects you can buy. And then there's the big one. Let's see if I can find it. These are anomalous aspects. These are aspects that make your character anomalous. You can start off as a cat. You can enhance your attributes so you're super strong or super healthy. You can have an elemental blast that you shoot out. You can have extra arms. You can see things that you shouldn't be able to see. You can get rid of aging. You can be immune to mimetic and cognito hazards. You can be extremely fast. Let's say you spent 30 points into fast. Well, you would be like a plus 15 to your speed. It's ridiculous. Floating Blades is one where you can pick up objects. And if you ever played Control, the video game, she has an ability where she can pick up like concrete off the ground and use it for defense, or she can project it and cause damage. It's exactly what this is. Grow Blade lets you turn your entire arm into a sword if you want to. Healing gives you like Wolverine type healing. You can become invisible. You can have an invisible friend. There's lots of things that you can purchase, and there's going to be a whole expansion that is just nothing but anomalous aspects. But the big one I wanted to show you is this one right here. If you choose a Meta class, you'll get 30 power points. Then you can play as an SCP. You basically take your character sheet, throw it away, and you pick SCP that you want to play as, and you take the stats for that SCP. Now you're playing as that. Now, because you're a Meta class, that's the only way to get 30 power points. Because you're playing a Meta, you won't get any improvement. Choose any SCP that there's stats for, and say this is my character. I want to play as SCP-049 or whatever. You can actually play as that character. You're not going to get any experience each session because of the way the disruption classes work. But if you don't care about having all this improvement every session, then you can play as an SCP. You can own an SCP object. You can spend 3 power points and you'll get 1 anomalous object point, and then you can use those to purchase to gain access to an SCP object permanently. Then there's fun ones like Metagamer. You basically become Deadpool. Your character's allowed to metagame. Combat Freak, you get 3 combat actions each turn instead of 2. You can play as a Type Green. It's a reality bender. Type Red, which is a character that basically can't die. Then I have things like Keter Potential, which allows you to buy more aspects as you level up. One Punch Guy. There's a lot of things that you can buy with aspects. You can customize your character to a ridiculous level. And I think that is enough about aspects, because I've been talking about them for a while. Let me stop the video here, and then I will go on to the next section.